In today's class, we are going to study about complex permanent tissues. So, what are these complex permanent tissues? They are a kind of permanent tissues. And why are they called complex? Because they are made up of more than one type of cells. Whereas we have studied in simple permanent tissue that they are made up of only one type of cells which are structurally and functionally similar. But here in complex permanent tissue, what's the difference? They are made up of different kinds of cells, means more than one type of cells. They group together and they work as a unit, or they work in a coordinated manner. And xylem and phloem, the two types of tissues, come under this complex permanent tissue. Now, let us move ahead. Here in this slide, you can see the pictures of xylem and phloem. So, let us study it systematically. First, we will go with the structure. Means we are going to see the component parts of xylem and phloem. First, you can see xylem consists of xylem parenchyma, vessels, tracheids, and xylem fibers. You can pronounce tracheids as tracheids also. And phloem consists of phloem parenchyma, companion cells, phloem fibers, and sieve tubes. So, what is common in both? You can see xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Again, here you can see phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. So, these two kinds of cells are common in both these two kinds of tissues. So, now one by one we will discuss about the component cells of both kinds of tissues. First, we will go with the xylem. So, xylem, they consist of xylem parenchyma, xylem vessels, tracheids, and fibers. So, what about this xylem vessels? They consist of series of cells which are joined together and they form a long tube. Tracheids, they are long and narrow cells which are tapered at the ends. Fibers, xylem fibers, they provide strength to the xylem tissue. And xylem parenchyma, they are also elongated and they are related with the conduction of water and they also store the food. So here the vessels, tracheids and xylem fibers, they do not have protoplasmic content. So they are dead in nature. So xylem vessels and tracheids both lose protoplasmic content at maturity. And xylem fibers, they give strength, and xylem parenchyma, they are only the living parts which is associated with the conduction of water and they also stores food. And this xylem vessel and tracheids, they also are responsible for the upward transportation of water. Now let us have a look at the structure of the phloem. They consist of phloem parenchyma, companion cells, phloem fibers, and sieve tubes. Here sieve tubes are the main components of the phloem fiber because they are associated with the conduction of food. Food means which is formed as a result of the process of photosynthesis in plants. The sieve tubes are elongated cells and they are provided with the sieve plates in between which are perforated, or they are along with the perforations. So what is the meaning of this perforation? Means they have got pores, as you can see it here. And next, phloem parenchyma, they are associated with the storing reserve food material. Means plants, when they prepare food, they reserve it in the form of starch. So these phloem parenchyma, they store those starch. And companion cells, they are specialized cells. Means along with this sieve tubes, some phloem parenchyma will be in association. Means specialized phloem parenchyma will be in association with the sieve tubes, and they are called companion cells. And phloem fibers give strength to the phloem tissue. So basically the function of this phloem fibers or xylem fibers is to give strength or provide support. When the xylem and phloem group together, they form vascular bundle, which is associated with the function of conduction, as you know. So, and the arrangement of these vascular bundles will be always different in roots and stems, and it may be different in different kinds of plants. So now let us see, as we have discussed, the function of the xylem is to conduct water or transportation of water. So here you can see the root is absorbing water and it is conducted in upward direction, means in one direction. Whereas the food which is produced as a result of photosynthesis, they can be transported either in upward direction or downward direction, means it can be bidirectional also. So the food which is produced as a result of photosynthesis, they are transported either in growing parts of the plant or they can be transported into the storage organs of the plant. So growing parts, it may be root tip or shoot tip, or the storage organs, like you can take example of vegetables like potatoes. They store their food in underground stem. Then leaf like spinach, they store their food in leaves. And stem, you can just I have given the example of potato, and roots like radish. So in any part they can transport the food wherever it is required. Now about the direction of transportation in xylem and phloem. As we have seen, the water which is absorbed by the root, the xylem tissues, they transport it in upward direction, that is unidirection. You can see water and minerals, the one way flow of sap, and a thick cell wall made of lignin. That's why xylem fibers or xylem tissues are always very hard and thus having no end walls between them. So whenever water is absorbed, xylem will always take it in upward direction, that is unidirectional. Whereas the food which is transported by the phloem, where it is transported, either in growing parts or storage organs of the plants. So it will be bidirectional. Here you can see in picture, it is bidirectional. Some of the food, it is coming down, and some of the food is transported or conducted upper side in this sieve tube of the phloem tissue. So sieve tube, you can see here, they are provided with sieve plates. Even here also you can see. So it is always bidirectional, means it can come down or it can go up. So from, like, whenever the food is prepared in leaves, it can go to the tip of the plant or it can go to the root of the plant, and it is also transported to the storage organs, means wherever it is required. Let us move to the next slide. Here we can see the arrangement of vascular bundles. Here in dicot stem, it is shown this part is xylem and this part, like little pinkish, that is phloem. So in a stem, we will always find, in dicot stem, we will always find xylem is towards the center of this vascular bundle, or here in the center of the stem, and phloem will be at the outer side of the stem. and they both, the xylem and phloem, will be separated by other kind of tissues in between, that is cambium, which we had already studied in sclerenchyma. So this is the arrangement of vascular bundle in dicot stem. So in monocot stem, it will be always scattered, and the arrangement of vascular bundles will be always different in stem and root, and it may be different in different kinds of plants also. Now, these are the few of the differences between xylem and phloem. First, we will discuss about the difference in functions. So what is the function of xylem? As we all know, they transport water and from roots to the apical parts of the plant. Whereas phloem, what does it do? They transport food material from the leaves to the growing parts of the plant, and they also transport it to the storage organs. And xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma, whereas phloem consists of sieve tube, sieve cells, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. So they are the component cells of xylem and phloem. Now in these component cells, what are living parts? As we have studied xylem parenchyma, they are associated with the conduction of water, mainly with the conduction of water. So they are the living part. And in phloem, what are the living parts? They have more than one living parts. So they are sieve tube, sieve cells, companion cells, phloem parenchyma are living. Means they have got more than one living cell. Now what are dead cells among these component cells? So in xylem, tracheids, vessels, fibers are dead tissue. As we have already discussed, they lose the protoplasmic content, or they do not have protoplasmic content, that's why they are dead. And phloem fibers are dead tissues. Fibers will be always dead in nature. Xylem gives mechanical strength to the plant. Phloem does not give mechanical strength to the plant, because xylem components, they are made up of harder cells. That's why they have more of fibers or tracheids. That's why they give mechanical strength to the plant, whereas phloem, they will not give any mechanical strength. Now, conduction of water by xylem is unidirectional, which I have already shown you, from roots to the apical parts. Means they will always move it in upward direction, one direction. Whereas food materials, means in phloem, food materials conduction is bidirectional, that is from leaves to the storage organ, or growing parts from storage organs to the growing parts of the plants. So they can be bidirectional, which we have already discussed. Now xylem is star shaped, a new difference about the shape, and phloem is not star shaped. Xylem occupies the center of the vascular bundles, just now we had seen, and phloem occurs on outer side of the vascular bundle. Tubular with hard walled cells. Xylem, as we have discussed, they are with hard walled cells, and phloem tubular with soft walled cells. Yes, their cells are not that harder. So these are few of the differences we had studied about xylem and phloem, and we have discussed about the functions and living and non-living parts also about the xylem. So this is one of the most important topic from the plant tissues, and questions often come in exams from this topic. So we had just seen the differences between xylem and phloem, and we had done the comparative study also. So please share it with your friends, give a like and subscribe. Thank you.